Ms. Garnett, you and your mother, Ms. Miller, have opened your case to prove to the defendant that he is your biological father. You are baffled because you consider him a daddy and a best friend and state his doubt is unwarranted and demand an apology once the results are revealed. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Langston, you claim you have always known you weren't Ms. Garnett's biological father and feel after the results are revealed, you are the one who deserves an apology. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, how did this all start?
It started with a text message about a couple months ago.
Okay.
That wasn't the very beginning, but this is why we're here. The text message brought us here, and this is the evidence that I brought in today.
Oh, okay.
Can I give it to you?
Please, Jerome. So this started with a text.
Mm-hmm. So after almost 2 years of reaching out to my father after visiting him in 2015, I was pleading to get him to respond. He wasn't responding, and he finally responded with this message.
So I think your mother blanked me and you about your birth father being me. She was missing around when you were born. I don't want to keep causing you pain, but I have mixed feelings about it. Talk to your mother and find out the truth. You sent this text message? Mr.
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
So why were you estranged for 2 years? What happened?
We live in different states, Your Honor, but we had always been close. I went to visit him in Chicago for a funeral. I was by his side for one of our family members, and everything was great. But when I returned back home, I don't know what happened. He just cut off communication.
Well, I wasn't talking to her like I normally do.
Why?
Because I was just harboring this gut feeling that I had read from the beginning that she's not my daughter. I had it read from the beginning when she was born.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
Ms. Garnett, you grew up as a daddy's girl. You say he's your best friend.
He's always been my dad. I've always known him to be my dad. When I became an adult, around 21 years old, that's when we started really becoming close. 2 years ago, when I was at the funeral with him, he had brought up for the very first time that he thought I may not have been his daughter, which blew my mind. And he went on about him and my mother's past and all this. But then after he vomited all this tragedy on me, he recanted and took it back.
I was sparing her feeling because I seen the fact right away, and I'm not trying to hurt her. I love her.
And I can see you're emotional, just thinking about her. But what, you feel like you just have to tell the truth?
I got to. I can't harbor this.
What made you keep this secret that you had this doubt all this time?
A couple of issues. One day, she used to live out south. I came through the back. Her auntie downstairs let me in. I walked upstairs. I didn't knock on the door. I looked in. I see this guy sitting on the couch with her, like he running this game to get up on something. I knocked on the door. I said, what's going on? Ain't nothing. No, this is my cousin. I said, hey, you can get out of here, cousin. You can leave. But this, I don't believe it.
So you believe that she was with someone else when she was with you?
Yeah, I believe that.
So, Ms. Miller, who is this cousin?
He was not my cousin. He was my sister's husband's cousin. And he was just a family friend as well.
Was he someone you were intimate with?
No, never.
Was he at the house trying to talk to you, see if you have a
He
relationship?
did like me, but there was no way that I wasn't interested in him, and I made that known to him all the time.
So, Mr. Langston, what other doubts do you have?
I got a play cousin. She immediately told me, because I pressured her, did you do anything with him? She kept saying no. Then she came around. Okay, I'll tell you the truth. Yeah, I gave him some because he kept knocking on the door begging. So I finally gave in and gave him some.
Who you getting me mixed up with? I'm serious.
Man,
who are you getting me mixed up with?
Don't play that.
I'm serious.
You did that. You told me that.
Who you're
I swear
about.
on my dead father you did that and say
Wait
that
a minute,
to me.
who is this?
Now, get up off of that.
So wait a minute, Mr. Langston. When was this that you confronted her?
And why is it that you're just saying something?
I was talking to her on the phone.
Okay.
And she told me who been over there. And I said, yeah, what are you trying to do? He was trying to get some. I said, yeah, did you give him some? No, I didn't give him none. I said, hey, you know how I am. If you did it, you did it. No, I didn't do it. I said, come on, you might well if you did it. Yeah, I gave him some. He knocking on the door. He kept on bagging and bagging. I finally gave him some.
So
Lord
wait.
is my witness.
So, Ms. Miller, you don't remember this conversation?
I don't remember any of it.
Do you remember the
bet you
play
don't.
cousin?
I don't know who he's talking about.
Do you remember the play cousin? Do you remember this person he's talking
His
about?
play cousin or my play cousin?
He said it
My
was
play
his.
cousin.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Ms. Miller, when you got pregnant, you knew he was the biological
I
father?
knew he was he was the only one I was sleeping with.
He knew, didn't he?
He the one told me he told me upon conceiving that I was pregnant.
Really?
I don't recall
I
that.
do. I do.
I just don't recall.
I don't know how you can forget
Yeah.
that. We talked
I
about it in
forget a lot of things.
2001.
Okay.
When the baby was born, Ms. Garnett, did Mr. Langston participate in the birth?
Not at all. He didn't have. He was just not that type of person. I didn't even expect him to.
Did he sign the birth certificate?
No.
I paid child support Not only 18 years, I paid it 20 years.
But when
They
did you
started
start?
sending me checks back for overpayment, $1,700, $800, $1,000, $500.
So how come you didn't take that $100,000, $1,500,000 and pay for a DNA test when before I turned 36 years
I'll
old?
tell you, I'll tell you why.
That's right.
I had an answer for you, Your Honor. I got a birth certificate right here saying that. Where you see?
Let me see that, Jerome. This birth certificate says what, sir?
I'm not on there.
Because you
That's
didn't
the
come to
problem.
sign it. You have to come to
I'm
sign
not
it.
there.
In
So-
1980,
Well, if I'm
you
ain't on there, why they took $100,000 from me?
I ain't took nothing from you.
The child support
The
did.
state took it, not me. Your Honor, he was thinking that it's a possibility that she wasn't his. I took myself to a hospital and I had a DNA test done. He never followed up. For him not to turn around and follow up, and I thought it was the end of it when he didn't follow through. And he was always a part of her life from that point on. And I thought that he came to his senses and he realized that she was his because he never asked. He never said anything else about that until now.
So, Ms. Garnett, tell Mr. Langston how you do feel in this moment.
When he sent that text to me,
That's crushed.
I cried my hardest cry.
Oh, baby, don't do that. Don't do that.
I was devastated. I felt like he was taking my identity away from me because I've always known I was a Langston.
Okay.
And I have so much about my father. When he came back into my life when I was an adult, it was like a piece of the puzzle was missing. And we became best friends. I found out why I was so directionally challenged, because he is. It's just so much. He's been in Chicago all his life. He still get lost. I get lost in a circle. There's just, not only the personality, there's just so many other things, and we just bonded and clicked. I don't think we would have been able to do that if he wasn't my father.
You enjoyed this relationship, Mr. Langston?
Listen, I didn't want to hurt her. When I had that phone and did that text, it crushed me when I pushed that button, because I know what the effect was going to have on her. And I don't want to send her through that because I love her. So why am I going to send her through that? I didn't want to. But how am I going to deny how I feel in the inside? How am I going to do that when I got grandbabies and I want them to be my grandbabies? That'll be the best news I can ever have. I ain't never flown on no plane before. I came on that plane and came here. That's something I don't do, and I'm 61 years old. But I did it because I want to resolve this. If that is see my daughter, I run to the plane and jump on it.
But the truth is, you've had these doubts, and you just felt like, I want to be able to look at this entire relationship with a clear lens.
I do. Listen, this is how I look at something like this. If I can't trust myself, how am I going to trust you or anybody else? I might do something I never did before, and I look and say, you did that? What? You did that? So how am I going to trust you if I can't trust me? So I don't trust.
Jerome, I could not have explained it any better.
And I live by that. And for me to send her that text, how you think it affected me? You think I want to hurt her? That's the last thing I want to do is hurt her. If she's not my daughter, it's going to have an effect on me.
Don't cry.
And I want to get into grandbabies. Life.
Miss Garnett, this has really affected you.
It affect me.
This has been very difficult, I can see.
I don't want to send her through that. But I got my feelings, and I want to know the truth. Believe me, I wouldn't have jumped on no plane if I didn't feel like I wanted to resolve this situation. My eyes were bucked like this on that plane all the way to Atlanta.
So, Ms. Garnett, the court noticed amidst all of this confusion, you began to post on Facebook. Mm-hmm. You put this post up. Can you please step up to the plasma and tell the court why you posted this?
So after the text message, I did some soul searching. I was just laying in my bed looking through my phone, and I saw a picture of myself, this picture, and it reminded me of this picture of my grandfather. This is Mr. Langston's father. And I noticed some similarities in our faces. And I posted it to Facebook to get some support about the situation without putting all my business out there. I said, it's my grandfather. Do you see the resemblance? I even had cousins respond, oh my goodness, you look just like Papa. I never realized that.
And you said people supported you in this.
They did.
They said, yes, you do look like your grandfather.
Yeah, they were even shocked.
And that further made you feel like this man is
comfort.
my biological father. I just look like my grandfather.
Yes, it gave me more comfort.
Mr. Langston, do you see the resemblance to your father?
Be honestly, I do. But there's a thing right here. My father put me out. She was helping me take care of my mama. She's a good person. I ain't gonna take that from her. My father put me out because she said, I don't like how you treating her. So she was there in the house with my father. So
What are you trying to say?
What are you trying
what
to
I'm
say?
trying to say. I don't know.
You done lost your mind.
I ain't
Okay.
lost
You
my
done
mind.
lost your mind.
I don't know.
So instead of you
I don't
admitting
know. I
that
don't
I'm
trust
your
you.
daughter because I look
don't
like your
trust you.
father.
Well, thank you.
I don't
appreciate
trust you.
that from
You's a good
Coming
person.
From you.
You's a good person.
Hold on.
I trust you. But I don't trust myself.
Hold on, Mr. Langston.
You know.
So wait, you believe that you may not be Miss Garnett's biological father, but you believe your
I
father
don't
may
believe
be?
that. I don't believe that. I'm saying there's some resemblance there and everything. Then who knows?
Miss Garnett, you can step back
Hey,
to the
who
podium.
knows,
Your dad
man?
and me.
Who
Your
knows?
dad
Who
and me.
knows? I know my father
As
too.
much as I loved your mom, please.
Ms. Miller, I don't want to have to ask you this question, but I have to respectfully because we've come this far and we're trying to get down to the truth. Was there ever any type of relationship between you and Mr. Langston's father when you lived in the house with him?
A father and daughter. I looked at him like he was my family. I looked at his mom like she was my mom. I never looked at him in any other way.
And so there's absolutely no doubt in your mind that Mr. Langston is your daughter, Ms.
Absolutely
Garnett's biological father.
No doubt. No doubt.
Well, in light of all of this, I think it's time to get the results.
That's right.
Jerome? These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics and they read as follows. In the case of Garnett versus Langston, when it comes to 36-year-old Shauna Garnett, Mr. Langston, you are not the father.
Are not the father?
He is not her biological father.
Now don't look at me. Ask her who your daddy really is. I'm gonna love you. Don't do that. You my baby. You my baby. You my baby. See, Your Honor, this is what I was afraid of.
Oh my God.
To see her go through that hurt that I was hoping didn't happen.
Mom, there's something we're missing, Mom. And
what
it's
it
called
could be.
another man. The DNA does not lie. Ms. Garnett, I am so sorry, hon. I could tell from your face you were truly shocked. And this was not the answer you wanted.